It has been a long winter for all of us, but before spring hits, the Division of Wildlife climbs mountains and battles the elements to check on Utah's black bear population. Tracking a wild black bear. It's near impossible in the middle of winter.
They're so passionate about what they do.
Time and time again, wildlife biologists track collared black bears in hopes of finding them to check on health and their young. More times than not, the treacherous travel to a den is not successful, but they can't stop.
Controlling what we do as far as hunting and how many that we take, it's important that we know that there's healthy populations just like any other wildlife.
Ongoing research for decades.
It's hard to get a good feel on how many bears are across the landscape because they are so secretive.
But most dens are tucked away, which means snowmobiling as far as you can. In the most recent trip into Spanish Fork Canyon, then strapping on the snowshoes for miles of hiking up the face of a mountain, strenuous and steep. But biologists determined to get to that den.
This can kind of help with kind of getting an idea of how many bears are there, so when they manage hunting permit numbers, they can kind of gauge how many they're wanting to do.
The Spanish Fork trip had no cubs, and Mom, pictured here in spring, left the den. But a major revelation from critical field research.
Even though there's a lot of snow right now, there's been drought conditions, and that can affect how many cubs there are.
Impacted by the weather pattern, aren't we all? During periods of drought, black bears have to forage harder for food. Drought years can mean fewer cubs. Female bears will sense their young may not survive in harsh conditions and not reproduce. The bear we were tracking, scientifically speaking, was likely to have cubs, but that's not always how it works in nature. The weather pattern also plays an important role in how long black bears hibernate. With snow-covered hills, you have limited food resources. Reporting in Spanish Fork Canyon, I'm Alana Brophy, ABC4 News.